This is the 80s Show on iHeartRadio.
Say ho, ho, say ho, 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 ho. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Say ho, ho, say ho, whoa, ho, whoa. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
So apparently, during this joyous freaking Yuletide season, when you're invited to various holiday parties, oh good, that's an auspicious beginning to the show. When you're invited to various holiday parties, let's try that again. It being the joyous freaking Yuletide season, the time of year where you are invited to various holiday parties, there are situations that can, especially if it's a company holiday party, that can, they can do irrevocable damage to your career. And a lot of people think that means don't get drunk and do something stupid at the holiday party. But what if it's a case of you're not being seen as enough of a joiner in the festivities if you don't tie one on? I get that all the time. Because, don't drink, don't smoke, don't take drugs, don't do a lot of things that a lot of people consider to be a lot of fun, which makes my life 2,000,000% easier and simpler and, well, just better to deal with in general. However, it leads to a certain amount of holiday party resentment when you refuse to get plastered as a show of being part of the team. So there's all sorts of different things that you should or should not do at the company holiday party. And apparently there's something that you should do before you go to the holiday party that involves a little bit of touchy selfie. Yep, this comes from a reputable scientific source. Touchy selfie before the holiday party. How does this all work out? What's the logic behind it? We'll discuss that a little later on in the show. Plus, well, there might be a bit of an international incident happening at the moment with regard to LeBron James and his behavior around the Royals. It's absolutely freaking ridiculous that anybody cares about it, but it's being made the requisite storm in the teacup these days. So we'll discuss whether or not you agree with that being right or wrong. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in our segment, My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair, certainly not balanced. Funkhauser, A, how are you? B.
Yeah.
Are you planning on going to the holiday party this year?
Nope. Not the company one. I don't trust myself.
Really?
I'll get drunk and say something stupid, and then, you'll have a new super producer to the stars.
What if you just don't get drunk? Is that even an option?
Have you seen the people that work on the 5th floor here?
Sure, but I mean, honestly, you might need it as I don't know. I mean, you could just go No, I enjoy not being a drinker and going to the holiday parties because it gives me blackmail material for the rest of the year. It 100% gets me through the year that's coming around because I'm like, oh yeah, I saw what you
go
did
with your
at the holiday party
open.
when you were drunk. Yeah. I just take lots of pictures.
Yeah,
Yep,
I mean,
what I do.
For here, it's going to be in the middle of the week and a very busy part of the area, and it's just not very appealing for me as a producer.
Right.
So you guys go have fun. Tell me all about it. I'll like it on Facebook.
I actually don't even know where, when, or what the deal is with the holiday party this year. I think I'm going to go just because, well, there's a lot of new people I'm working with this year, and I want to see what happens when they let loose just a little bit. And like I said, I will be armed with my camera, and I hope to get as much incriminating evidence as possible, which will hopefully, in some way, shape, or form, allow me to weasel a promotion in the new year, because it's certainly not the camaraderie that I get with the sales staff by vomiting together at the company party that everybody else seems to do. Like, oh, we were so trashed. Hey, is there any way I could get you to drive Ferraris around and talk about it on the radio? That only happens to drunkards. So I have to weasel my own way of getting up the corporate ladder to courtesy of the holiday party, and I've decided to do that with incriminating photographs. And I've got a whole new crop of people to try that out with this year. So we'll see how that goes.
I remember one year the guy that hosts the Grateful Dead weekend show showed up to the holiday party and brought a plate full of chocolate chip cookies and brownies and just baked goods, an assortment of baked goods.
And people people did not look at the Deadheads baked goods with any of the necessary inherent suspicion?
Well, no, but nobody showed up to work the next day who tried the desserts.
Right.
And then the day after it was, did you have any of those cookies?
Uh-huh.
So that's a story that needs no photography.
Oh, God.
But I am going to the girlfriend's holiday party, though. She's having one at a comedy place / fondue restaurant.
Comedy place / fondue restaurant. That's another thing that I love about going to see comedy now. This is how you can tell you're getting old. This is how you can tell you're getting old, is when you want to go out and you're just like, oh, man, can I be home by 10? I really need to be home by 10. No later than 10. 9:30 would be great. But when you go out to comedy places, like, especially if you go to the Improv or somewhere nice like that, which I suppose is, like, the Improv is like the House of Blues of comedy venues. They're exactly the same all over the country. And they have the exact same menu. But you can go get dinner, be entertained by 3 comedians. The dinner's okay. It's not amazing. It's sort of like a notch or 2 above TGI Fridays or Chili's or something like that. Like where they have to look at you with a straight face and go, try the Southwestern egg rolls. Yummy. And it's just like, oh, okay. But whatever. It's a meal, and you get home by like 10 o'clock, and you've been entertained and you've gone on a date, and it's fantastic. So like a comedy club / fondue restaurant sounds like good times to me.
It does. It's gonna be fantastic. I get to meet all of the people that she works with.
Oh, so have you been to her place of business yet? Have you met any of them?
I've met a couple of them. Yeah, I went to one of those private parties where they had like cooked dinner and stuff. And yeah, they're nice people. They're the opposite of you and I in terms of everything that they're into and what they do all day. But they're nice people. It's nice to see the other half.
Isn't there like a religious slant to what your girlfriend does?
Yes. There are a lot of theologies involved.
A lot of ologies?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, so are the people that she works with, are they religious, or do they just deal in the business of religion? Because it's like recruitment for like a theological school or something like that, right?
Yeah. I'm not really sure if they're super religious or not. I guess I'm going to find out.
Yeah, because I mean, like, it was funny, like, when I was a kid, I was raised Buddhist. Like, my parents were Buddhists. They became Buddhists in the 60s when they were hippies, and it kind of stuck with them. So I was raised, that was how I was raised. I was, taught from an early age that that was our version of the truth, and that didn't involve a God. And I remember I played drums as a kid. I was kind of sort of like a professional drummer about town, picking up gigs wherever I could. And a Christian rock band approached me. He was like, hey, our drummer's, out. Can you fill in for this, month of shows? And I was just like, well, you being Christian, I feel like you should know. I do not believe your ghost stories. And they were like, oh, that's totally fine. You seem like a nice enough guy. I was like, well, cool. As long as, I'm not blowing it with God in your eyes by being a blasphemer behind the drum kit in this particular situation, then I'm okay with it. But yeah, no, when it came to making the almighty dollar, they were perfectly happy to have someone of little faith behind the drums so they didn't lose out on the gig money.
As long as you got skill, bro. Come on.
Right.
Jesus loves everyone.
Yeah, Jesus loves everyone that can do a paradiddle. That's a rudiment. That's inside drummer humor. 99.9% of the audience didn't get that, but to the remaining 0.01% of the audience, I am now a god. Yep, paradiddle, drummer humor. Deal with it. Let's talk about what's going on in the world.
Slow clap.
Kate
Hudson and Matt Bellamy from Muse have broken up.
Yeah, that guy from Muse will just have to console himself with his Rockstar Millions and the now constantly streaming hot and cold running supermodels that have become available to him. He'll just have to soldier on as best he can. Yeah, Kate Hudson, Matt Bellamy, that's no longer a thing. So, if you are a rock star who wants to impregnate a cute blonde, I believe the application process has begun. Who is the guy that she was with before him? Wasn't it, it was Chris Robinson, the lead singer of the Black Crowes, who is like 30 years older than her to begin with. And then she settled for a more age-appropriate rock star. But now not so much. Now it's not working out. Kate Hudson is... she is... there's certainly nothing wrong with her. She's rather attractive. But she's extraordinarily flat-chested. Do you think ultimately he was like, I'm a rock star, I should have boobs? Like, do you think that might be why he bailed? I just can't imagine, especially if you're, if it doesn't matter to you and you don't like generously double-breasted females, then whatever. But I can't imagine being someone who's into that and then getting someone who's awesome, physically, easy on the eyes, I suppose is a good way of describing Kate Hudson. Someone who's easy on the eyes but is not blessed in the chestal region. And, probably doesn't want to get fake cans because, when you're sort of like a reasonably an A or B list actor and you go from being flat to having enormo cans, people, I don't know, I don't think it would help your case as a serious actor. And so I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that Matt Bellamy's like, I can fill stadiums full of adoring rock stars, but I have to deal with these mosquito bites over here. I can't have that. This is not why I got in the game. No, it's not.
Speaking of which, did you know the Victoria's Secret thing was last night?
Yeah, I saw somebody post a whole bunch of pictures of today's Victoria's Secret models and 90s Victoria's Secret models, and I have to admit, the ones from the 90s inspired me to the 90s Victoria's Secret models inspired me to fire off considerably more knuckle children than the ones of today did or would. But go on.
Well, Cracker just released a new album yesterday. That's
right.
News.
Mm-hmm. Cracker. They've got a new album. Apparently it's selling pretty well.
Speaking of the 90s.
Except in Ferguson, Missouri. Did you have a point? Did you have a point with regard to the Victoria's Secret thing?
No, it just came to mind. I was just thinking. I haven't seen it, but I too saw pictures, and ooh, that'll be my viewing thing later.
Yeah.
I heard it was funny this year, that's all.
Funny this year?
Some comedic moments.
That guy whose show you liked when you went to Jingle Ball, Ed Sheeran?
Mm-hmm.
There's a great collection of pictures of him on the interwebs, just because I guess he played the Victoria's Secret something or other. I think there have been a couple things recently, but he played a couple of Victoria's Secret events, or at least one. And the entire time, he's just grinning like an idiot. Like, he can't wipe the stupid, bemused, befuddled, amazed grin off of his face. And it made me like him even more because there was no pose, it's just me and some supermodels, whatevs. It was just crazy how... Just Google Ed Sheeran at Victoria's Secret, whatever the hell it is. Do it now so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. And maybe, Ed Sheeran grin Victoria's Secret. It's amazing. He's just like, he can't believe it's awesome. So awesome that he could be that goofily amazed by his own good fortune.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, he out of all those sort of like pop artists, I suppose you would call him, he was my favorite because, can really play, can really sing, can really write his own songs. Like he occupied the number one slot. If I was going to be forced to go and bear witness to any kind of Z100 Jingle Ball-y type situation, I would really hope that he was part of it. But now he's just, I was a fan of him as an artist. Now I think I'm a fan of him as a person because of the S-eating grin he's got on his face at the Victoria's Secret event.
Every
single picture. It's like he literally, if someone, here's like $5 million to wipe the grin off of your face. Nope, can't do it. Stuck this way. Look at her cans. Look at her cans. We'll finish up the news in a second and then talk about why it's good to fire off knuckle children before you go to the holiday party.
This feels so understand.